That's great. A tookie. Quickie. That's awesome.
Evolution. I was doing like a pig call kind of a style.
Oh, right. Here, piggy.
Pig is what we used to do. But yeah, it does totally sound like the evolution.
Tookie.
Tookie, caca.
Yeah.
I think we've established that tookie and caca don't work.
Not work.
But then the dinosaur does come.
Rub some funk on it, because he has to rub some funk on it first. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see?
You're everything I hope for.
Yeah, all right. It's working. Rub some funk on it.
You're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. Hey guys, welcome back to the Quickie. We did a little impromptu song in there for you.
Song promptu?
Song promptu.
Oh, that rolled off the tongue better than I thought it would, actually.
Yeah.
Song promptu. It sounds almost like Italian, you know.
Yeah.
El song promptu. Or Mexican? Spanish? Spanish would be the better word there.
He's trying to sound worldly. Mr. Fancy Thompson.
International.
Made up language. You're welcome. This is what I imagine your language sounds like.
I can't even remember the word now. Song promptu. That's what it was. Hey, all you podcats and kittens out there.
Oh my God, that's great.
I kind of like that, actually.
Yeah,
Podcats and kittens.
I know. I kind of hope we're not ripping off anybody, but
it's got to be done by now. But
it's got to be done.
Whatever.
It's
an
just
homage.
got to be done.
If we find somebody out there that's using that, it's an homage.
No, I was thinking it was like the tiger lady.
Oh, Carole Baskin?
Carole fucking Baskin.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Isn't that what she says?
She
all you
says,
cats
all
and
you
kittens?
cats and kittens. Oh, man.
I don't know if I want an homage to that.
No. Was it Kate McKinnon that did they did like a actor's version of the Tiger King, and Kate McKinnon did amazing in it.
Yeah, that was
She
actually
was
really good.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like...
It's funny because we watched that before the actual thing.
Yeah, actually is. Maybe the wrong order, but I felt like it was a good order to watch it in.
I liked it. I preferred it almost.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of like watching a documentary after.
Yeah, we missed the whole boat on the Tiger King for like while it was actually on, and then...
I didn't even want to bother.
And then I was like, Kate McKinnon's in something. I'm watching the shit out of that, and yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was a good show.
It was a good show.
It wasn't just called Tiger King. It was something else, but I can't remember.
Dances with Tigers. It was called In Song Too. What do you guys want to be called? I mean, we could call you Cats and Kittens, but I feel like that might have been done before already. You know, our lovely potties, our pickers. I don't like that name as much because it makes me think of butts. I know it makes you think of Gold Show, which is pretty good.
No, it makes me think of like antique pickers and that kind of thing.
Oh, so we're finding some serious gems.
Even though I never really watched American Pickers, but that's what that's what they call
I didn't
them
watch
now.
it just because I didn't want to watch a show about boogers. I didn't realize that they were finding lovely things.
American Pickers yet?
Yeah, it's just like those Walmart videos where you're catching them impromptu, just getting that bug right from the very back.
I want to see that production room. You're like, okay, we did butts, we did noses. We did teeth. What else you guys got? Anything? Anybody? Anybody? What else can we pick? Anybody? Ears.
We need like a
Russian brides.
What?
I assume you have to pick one. I watched an SNL sketch earlier about picking a Russian bride. So,
oh, okay.
So it popped into my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fred Armisen.
That's a good cover.
Thanks.
Thank goodness for Fred Armisen. You just be like, it was a Fred Armisen.
Yeah. The Will Forte sketch.
They were in it. It was a skit, you guys. I'm not serious. Of course it's not on the internet because it's so controversial.
Yeah, no, you can't find it.
They had to pull that up. Yeah.
It's on the dark web.
Would you believe?
You know? I watched a video about the dark web earlier today, too.
Oh, no, Jason. I left you alone for 2 hours and you... Aww.
No, I was working then. Yeah, it was this morning.
Working on the dark web.
Working on the dark web.
You were like, it went down. I had to help them out. I
got to get my hitmen somewhere.
I had to do a firmware update.
They needed some help with the internet.
Yeah,
the dark web.
They needed a firmware update. Would you believe?
Had to shine a flashlight around the dark web. And that's my best dark web joke.
Put on your headlamps.
Yeah.
We're going to the dark web.
Heads up, folks.
I think that's how it works. I'm not sure.
Is there a light web? A bright web?
Maybe that's what the other one is.
Yeah. It's like there's always the balance. Every time there's a movie that I've ever seen will balance, it's always the light versus dark. Or,
usually.
The force versus...
It's not the medium versus
force.
the medium. That's
great.
A different one. They're just like calling in other spirits.
That's just like two psychics going at each other.
Yeah, that was why you make a scissoring gesture.
Because they were doing this with their fingers.
Oh, okay. Because it was like just a weird angle for me.
Kind of fingers, yeah. But they were going at each other with it.
More voodoo fingers, less scissory fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't just two.
Yeah.
It was sort of, I guess.
I just couldn't see very good.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I was sort of tilted back. I sort of slid down a little bit on the couch. It's a slid down podcast.
Yay!
Just slid it down a little bit.
Getting comfy podcast.
Yeah, making some stew.
Stewpendous.
Yeah, I don't make stew very often, so I had to look up a recipe, but it worked out.
Did it put you into a stupor?
I haven't eaten any yet, so it might. It might.
What if you ate it while driving your Studebaker?
I probably, after watching that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where Dennis has the cereal in his Land Rover and gets rear-ended, since then I've been like, yeah, you just don't do that. You don't have an open vestibule of nourishment in your vehicle.
I've done it a couple times.
Yeah. You just take a sandwich to go on a plate.
Well, the sandwich is a lot easier.
Peanut butter sandwich, too.
The problem here is...
corners.
We only have 2 stop signs and no lights, no stop lights. So there isn't that many places, opportunities to stop and have a spoonful of shreddies.
Oh, right.
That's Dennis's whole thing. He stops at a light, takes a bite.
Is that his slogan?
I think that's what he says.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I stop and take a bite.
Yeah, I mostly just eat my stew at home. I think I've taken it in my lunch before, but it's not as good, I don't think.
In a thermos. Old school stew
probably
thermos.
Just in a tuppy.
Oh yeah, that's
and then
more fun.
It just gets all gelatinous on the top,
you get
around the edge.
Congealy on the edge there,
a
gravy skin, but around the edge.
I saw you can throw a couple ice cubes in the top, when you're all done cooking it. You can throw a couple ice cubes in the top, and then the oil that's on the top of your soups or stews will all kind of congeal or go to solid form, and then you can scoop them out. And then that way you don't...
Scoop the ice cubes out.
Well, no, because the ice cube kind of melts a little bit into your soup, but it's a soup, so it doesn't matter that it's getting wet. It's not like toast.
Oh, shit, okay. It's not?
It's not like when you have poached eggs.
Soup's not like toast?
No, it's not like that.
Okay.
So...
ice on the gravy skin or something you were saying.
Not your gravy, just your stew. Right. But if you have extra oil at the top, they say that's a way to get it off there. Because normally you could put it in the fridge and let it cool down, and then you can take the oily layer off the top if you have some oils or whatever.
That's the best part.
I know, it's all the flavor juices.
Yeah. You just stir that shit right
just
in there.
Just slurp it off the side. Just spread it on your toast.
Lay out some lines of that and just fucking... Oh, that's the good shit.
Right to the head.
Right to the head. Draws like a pencil.
Draws like a pencil. I like oyster stew, too. My uncle...
Oyster stew?
What?
Oh, sorry. I was not clam chowder? Or oyster chowder?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oyster stew. Okay.
Yeah, so it's similar start. You brown your bacon in the pan first.
Okay.
And then
Did you put bacon in this?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's similar.
Okay. Similar.
Not the same.
Oh.
So there was a bit of oil in the pan with some meat in there first, but you got to dredge it in flour and spices first.
Okay.
Anyways, so you sort of start out with your fats in there and then kind of go from there. Yeah. With
oysters.
Yeah, it's there's oysters and potatoes and you put your oysters in kind of after you've made your roux or whatever, and made your juices and stuff, because oysters don't need to cook for very
You don't
long,
need to
right?
brown them.
Yeah, you don't want to cook them for 2.5 hours or whatever. Like the stewing beef. The stewing beef is meant to like cook for a while, right? After you do the red wine,
What happens if you cook an oyster for like 2 hours?
it gets really rubbery.
Just and nothing, right? Yeah, of course.
It's the same. It won't like. I mean, depends if you're boiling the shit out of it. It might just disintegrate, but it's kind of like an egg, right? It like poaches.
Isn't it
Kind
shrimp?
of.
Is it shrimp or beans or something? Where beans is you can't have salt in it, or
Yeah.
else it'll never cook, right?
Yeah.
But is it shrimp where you're like, if you overcook it, that's bad, but then you can go like an extra 15 minutes and then it's back to normal.
I'm not sure.
Something like that.
Maybe there's something like that. Most seafood just gets chewier the longer you cook it.
Yeah,
Well, because you're taking the moisture out of it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or the juiciness, because there isn't much for fat in there. I don't think that's
delicious.
probably why people use the
Shrimp
garlic butter.
That's what I always said. Anything with garlic butter. You put garlic butter on anything, it'll taste good.
Yeah, so you never really had oyster stew?
I don't think I've ever had oyster stew.
No, it was like a family tradition. I'm not sure if Uncle Stew's still making it. Ironic that he's the one that's doing it now, my mom's little brother. But his dad, or Grandpa Marcus, used to have oyster stew at their place, and we would do it like after Christmas, but before New Year's. And we'd go over there and, have oyster stew and have like a big family gathering. And yeah, it was awesome.
I think it's got to be like a prerequisite. If your name is Stew, you have to cook one hell of a stew.
Yeah, he took over with the family with hosting it and,
That's great.
and having it there. I'm not sure if it's still a tradition for them or not. Probably is.
I've never been
Pretty delicious.
big fan of stew. That like...
I think
But,
there's some
that
pretty
doesn't
fucking
mean-
gross ones out
But
there,
no, and
like
that's,
Purina.
like, it sounds bad when I say
Where
that.
you don't
but
like cooked carrots,
No, it's okay.
and there's usually lots of
I
cooked
think
carrot.
when I say I'm not a big fan, that has everybody automatically thinks, oh, he doesn't like it, and I just mean literally, I'm not a big fan.
You wouldn't ever
Of
order it off the
stew.
menu,
Right?
Yeah.
Like it. It doesn't mean that I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like stew, and I like different stews, and
You're not a big
I could
soup
tell you
guy
like, oh, I
either,
like this
though.
one over this one.
You'd rather have it without all the liquid around it, unless it's
Right.
gravy.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
a big part of it.
There's
Yeah.
just too much extra liquid. You'd rather just drink your liquid separate.
Well, I guess, and I don't know. It just sort of, I've never just been a soup guy.
Yeah.
There's people that are like, hey, let's go have some soup, and I've always been like, sure. I hope they have sandwiches as well.
Yeah.
I'm a sandwich guy over a soup guy, and
Yeah.
and I think stew is a type of soup.
Kinda.
I would say that not all soups are stews, but all stews are soups. One of those kind of.
Maybe.
Well,
We might have to look
came
that
out
up.
a lot better than I would have thought, actually.
A lot better than the weed made you think that you were going to make it sound like?
Yeah, I'll go with that. Sounds good.
Yeah, what kind of weed are we having?
Hybrid 11?
All right.
Well, we're just making that up now at this point.
Mystery
11 might have been the
Mystery
amount
gift
that was in the bag.
mystery
maybe
gift bag.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Had a friend drop it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got some more coming
grew some?
on the way. A couple other different kinds coming and stuff. And I'm trying to avoid the store-bought shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that it's legal. I'll
Support
give
the
it that.
small
Yeah,
businesses.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Government don't need no more money.
Don't they?
Oh, they're definitely going to try for it. That's for sure.
They're like, you know what? Do you want your garbage picked up? Would you like
That's a
that
good point.
pothole filled? I do like the potholes filled.
Okay, well, it's put the
They
money
do an excellent
put the
job.
money in the right spots. Let's just
Yeah.
say that.
Like in your bra?
Yeah,
Or
my
G-string.
mattress.
Yeah, or your mattress.
Yeah.
Any of those. Any of those are good ideas. So what's your favorite winter activity, Jason? Uh-oh. He smoked some weed here. I think smoking weed is his favorite winter
Well,
activity.
I was about to ask you what your very favorite stew is, or is there such a thing?
I would say the Ispizder family recipe of
yeah?
oyster stew
Oh,
would be
okay.
my favorite.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
On Sunny in Philadelphia episode, they use Irish stew to wake people up, like smelling salts. Have you ever done it like that?
Irish stew is stew but made with lamb.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Yep.
okay.
That's what I was
Same
reading
deal,
today
but-
when I was looking up the recipe. They said
okay.
just switch it to lamb and it'll be Irish stew.
Oh, okay. There's nothing else. You don't, like, jam a bunch of whiskey and
Maybe there's beer in it. I did see some with recipes for beer. I didn't click on
poetry. Throw some
it.
lines
I did
of
red
poetry
wine
there.
in ours. I actually opened up our bottle of red wine. We had a bottle of red wine left over from the wedding that we've been sort of Saving that, Danny.
Aw.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
He'd done up some sweet labels.
So it's special stew.
Yeah. Yeah. That you can not like if you don't want to.
You'll be happy for that because the rest of the stew's all yours.
Maybe. Might have to freeze some because I did make a big pot.
Yay!
Yeah, the meat was on sale, so.
Big pot.
Yeah. Went for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your favorite stew?
Special stew.
Philly cheesesteak? He's like, I like more of an au jus than a stew.
Stew the cook that makes me that Philly cheesesteak. Hey, thanks, Stu. Here's your cheesesteak, Jaden. That's the best voice I could come up with at the time.
No.
No. I got nothing.
Maybe.
Boston.
Stu Kirkwood, the music recorder guy.
Oh, maybe he doesn't want to be associated with you.
He hates it.
He hates it.
He's like, she's not a musician. She keeps singing at me, but I'm not going to record it. It's just like chasing him around. Do you like snow, Jason?
I sort of do.
Do you like sliding around in the snow on your feet or in a toboggan or skis or sleds or snowboards or...
I do. That's the answer. I do.
But like for like 5 minutes and then you're good?
Well, I found out that as an adult, you sort of don't do that stuff as much.
Why not?
Until then we were looking after the brothers' kids there and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized, like, hey, sledding is a lot of fun. Remember sledding?
Yeah, Rihanna and
Remember
Greg
just
were
hopping
all
on a
about
sled
that.
and going down a hill, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, actually, I don't know if Greg was around then. I think it was just little Ray Ray.
Yeah,
mostly.
I think so. Yeah. But,
Rihanna!
and I've been watching, like, snowboarding videos and stuff lately.
Oh, I just thought about the time she scratched her chin up on the ice. Sorry.
That was rough.
She was such a trooper.
Oh, you get that really...
Yeah, you know how the
Cutting
snow,
ice.
like, gets melty and then it gets really, really cold and it's scratchy and she was, like, just basically going down the surface at the top of the snow and then sort of went face first and...
That was rough.
She had some pretty good scratches all down her chin.
That was...
She's a tough girl.
That was the type of one where you're like, I know there's going to be some gore here, and then I looked up and it wasn't near as bad as I even had in my head, so I was like...
But then
okay,
it
that's not so
did
bad.
start bleeding, though.
Well,
and that
but even that, I would...
Yeah, you were imagining it to be, like,
because I knew how
less...
scratchy the ice was,
less
too.
skin.
Because I think I even warned her, like, because she put her hands down a couple times
Right.
even to stop. I was like, don't do that, dude.
It
Cut
was
your
a
hands
short
up.
hill, so she didn't skid for far, but it was far enough to, like...
Yeah, totally fine.
Yeah, she shook it off, which
Yeah.
I was really impressed. She's, healed up, but sorry, just like the sledding thing just brought that back. Oh. Anyways, did you ever wipe out hardcore on your...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, lots of times.
Okay.
Skiing and
too many
snowboarding and
stories
stuff.
to tell?
And remember, I think last episode we talked about GT snow racers and stuff, and there was tons of wrecks. But that was because we were also dicks. Not dicks, but we were also like punks, I guess would be the better word. When we're like, you'd bash them into each other and try to kick the other guy off as you're going down the hill.
Holy
and
hell,
stuff.
did you guys not have supervisors, or were they drunk?
No. We're good kids. We always came back.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, whether we were hurt or not, we still came back a lot of times. And we did what we did.
And you weren't
kids.
like malicious intent. You were just like,
No.
let's
It
go
was just
crazy bunch of boys down a hill real fast.
That's exactly. It's boring if you just go down the hill without any kind of violence.
Stay in your own lane, Stephen.
That's exactly. We were down the bottom hill. Let's go up the hill, and no. You got to turn it into a game of where somebody could definitely get hurt.
Kick it up a notch. Like, who's it versus?
Exactly. Yeah. As long as I win, that's all that matters.
Somebody's winning.
You know? I'm gonna win at GT snow racing. That's for sure.
a good play date.
Yeah, you get a bunch of those kids with the same personality together, and it happens.
It gets kind of extreme.
It's a little crazy.
In Drayton Valley.
Every game we ever played, I mean, I guess same as kids everywhere, but every game we ever played, it would just be like, we would always just amp it up. Just, okay, so let's add another ball into this, and then we'll throw it at you at the same time while you're trying to catch the other ball. And then if you get hit, you're out. But if you catch the ball, then you're still in. And, it was just
my
a whole other
God.
thing. And, oh, my God. It was always so much.
And that was back before you guys started smoking weed?
Oh, yeah, way before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were
just kids.
still active.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I still walked around and moved and wasn't just weighed down by chicken fingers forever.
Oh,
yeah. It
that one
happens.
store did have good chicken fingers.
Yeah, it was. This is all poutine and chicken fingers. That's where all this here.
Yeah.
I'm rubbing my tummy just for you listeners out there.
Yep.
You know, that love that kind of thing.
They love to hear you rub your tummy.
Talk about chicken fingers and poutine.
Chest hair.
Must be hungry for stew.
Yeah, we lived at the top of a road, Wren Road, on the island that I grew up on, and it was kind of like a straight road, and then it sort of went way up, but you could see the very end of the road, and we had a driveway like off to the right at the top of this road. And when it would snow, a lot of the neighborhood kids would ride like sleds and stuff down the hill, and we didn't get snow for long, so usually it would only be snowed out for like a day or two. And so my mom, went to go do work, and then it had snowed, and then she came back, and I think she came back maybe with like a load of hay, or there was like some stuff we needed to get to the house that was like pertinent and time sensitive. And
the kidney for Grandpa.
Yeah. And the hill was slick.
Oh, brutal.
And like, I think it was like the first year we were in that neighborhood, and it was kind of just an unwritten rule. All the parents were like, yeah, if it's a snow day, the kids just slick up the hill, and, they stay busy for 2 or 3 days till all the snow goes away. But my mom, there was no other way to get to our house. So we had to, like, put stuff on to, like, borrow the other kids' sleds at the end of the day.
Oh, brutal.
And put stuff onto the sleds and then, like, hoof it, like, walking up this big hill, which was, like, easily as big as, like, the lake hill here for us people on the island that we're on at the Hag Lake Hill. So
Good 500 feet, 300 feet, probably.
yeah, it was crazy and quite steep. And, I just remember my mom being, like, super mad, and she's like, okay, you guys, like, talking to the other adults at the top of the road, because there was only, like, 3 other families that used the top of the road, and they were like, they're like, if it's snowed in, we're snowed in, you just celebrate and just take the time off. And she's like, farm life doesn't stop for snow. Like, I still have to get everything happening. So, yeah, they started letting us do, like, just half of the road,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could still,
Yeah.
right. Could drive up and down still.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, but it would, by the end of the day, it would get all mushed up there.
I just love that. How my sort of sledding story is about, a bunch of kids beating each other up on the hill, and yours is still working and farm working and stuff, and your mom working just your ass off all the time. Like,
coming home from work and having to do more
you went
work.
and borrowed other sleds to get your groceries and whatever else
That
up
was-
the hill.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we just, animals always for, priority. If you commit to them, you gotta treat them good. Yeah.
What about, like horses in the snow and kind of thing? Is that a thing? Like how they show on the Budweiser commercials and everything?
It's
Is that a
wet
thing?
enough out here that a lot of the times the horses, they'd wind up with the snow balling up in their feet,
Okay, yeah.
and then it makes it like tippy for them to walk on, and it makes it like slippy and dangerous. So generally, if there was if there was snow out and it wasn't, if it was balling up in their feet, then we didn't ride them.
Yeah,
But we did skate on the lake sometimes. Like Chickadee
okay.
would ice over, usually like once a year or a couple times a year. And it wasn't like Alberta where the whole lake is fucking all the way solid. You could see bubbles like
sketch.
frozen into the... Yeah, ours on the island was like maybe 6 inches deep, maybe frozen that much,
That's the same as here.
Yeah.
That island that we haven't gone up there yet, but we've heard about it a couple times. Where like if you fall in, you'll go like up to your ankles and that's it. So you're pretty safe.
Chickadee's deep. Like the lake itself is deep.
Oh, the ice was 6 inches deep.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. What you're
Yeah.
saying. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ice didn't get.
Oh,
very...
so you're good then.
Well, if that maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. Whatever was safe enough. But I did go skating with my friend and I got to wear her mom's skates, and like I was probably maybe 8 or 9, and Stephanie's dad Bill was just like, you know, he would tow the kids around when you're skating.
Oh, right.
You know, and so you'd try to stay near the middle because there's like swamp grass and bulrushes and stuff popping up through the ice near the shoreline. So you had to kind of go out into the middle, and then he'd like go all the way down to the end of the lake and then stop, and then like people would just like all around in a big half circle, and then he'd get going fast again and take you back up to the the lake farm. And so all the kids were used to doing this, and I am not a skater at all, and I got skates on that are like 3 sizes too big. Not that Marsha had big feet, I just was a little kid. And those were the only ones that would fit me. I was too big for their kids' skates because they were younger than me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're like, okay, here we go. And I was too shy and never told Bill that I'd never been on skates before. So he took me. He's thinking I'm the big kid.
Yeah, hey. Yeah.
And his kids know how to skate. He just assumed I knew how to skate.
In the wrong size skates.
Yeah, I had socks stuffed in the toes and whatever.
It never helps enough. But
no helmet back before people wore helmets. And so he went ripping down to the end and did like a, fancy hockey stop, like a and then like to spin me around. Yeah. And I just fucking went ass over tea kettle, started flipping and landed on my head. And, it was like I woke up to them going, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was out.
And you weren't sniffing glue.
No, there wasn't any model airplanes being put together on the lake that day. Yeah, it was...
That's a throwback to the last episode there.
Yeah, glue sniffing. Yeah, so, yeah, that was kind of my skating experience, and then I didn't skate after that until, like, grade 10, I think. We had, like, a extracurricular in-school PE session where we were allowed to go over to the... I'm going to call it Omniplex. That's not what it's called, but it was like there was a pool and the skating rink.
Oh, yeah.
And so we got to go over to the skating rink and skate around. And so, like, most of these people in my class I'd known for, like, 4 years growing up in junior high with them. And, and I'm, like, a bigger girl. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just, like, gripping onto the railing, like, kind of going around, just holding on. And most of my friends knew how to skate and would skate and go around. And I had trust issues. I was like, fuck that. If I can get one of those able walkers that the kids have or something, maybe I'd be okay going in the middle. And then this little fella, like, I say he's little because I was, like, towering over him. But we were the same age. I think his name was Mike. And he came along and he played hockey.
Oh, okay.
But, so he was like maybe 5'2", if that, and I'm like 5'9.5". And so he's like, come on, I'll tow you around. And we weren't in the same social circles at all. I think we were maybe in a few classes together in junior high, but we didn't know each other at all. And he totally like, okay, like, just trust me, give me your hands. And I'm like, is this going to be like a hazing situation? They're going to get me out into the middle and then fucking let me go. And
everybody will point and laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're going to dump tar on me or something, or
in the middle of the ice.
Yeah, shut the door and then eat donuts on the outside and make me just sit there and cry and not get a donut. No, I was in grade 10. I didn't care. I buy my own donut.
Get your own fucking donut.
Buy my own donut. I worked at Zeller's. Yeah, so he towed me around, like just sort of facing me and skating backwards, and it was not that scary. And he helped me get to the side, and then that was it. And I was like, holy shit, like, there's nice people, like I had friends and stuff, but it was like when people that weren't in your social group, and he was totally in his element because he played hockey and had skated his whole life, and he was just like, okay, like, all you're doing is wearing the skates and holding onto the edge and doing laps around holding onto the edge. He's like, you're not gonna ever skate that way.
Yeah,
so,
and it's a lot of fun. That's
it
when
is
you get
once
out there
you can.
And doing your own thing and stuff.
Yeah. Which I've never skated on my own. I've only had people hold my hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've only been skating one other time, and that was in Drayton Valley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like my husband at the time's work friends were like, we're all going to the pond, we're going skating, and so we all went.
Oh, down there at McKin, or down there.
Yeah, at the little pond down there. It was
Nice.
it was a good social thing.
Yay.
Yeah, the chick that my husband was having an affair with pulled me around the
Awesome.
pond a bunch of times, and yeah.
Awesome. Not awkward at all.
No,
That's super awesome.
no, yeah, you just try to make the best you can of what's going on. So the 3 times I've been skating are, one was good,
Yeah. The first one. Or
the second one,
second one,
probably
yeah.
in grade 10. That
There you
was
go.
probably the best one. The first one, I had a slight concussion. They had to keep waking me up every half hour.
Brutal.
Yeah, we went home and my brother had to keep me awake. He watched The
not a
Man
good
from
start.
Snowy River. Yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of winter sports.
We'll just get you a helmet.
Tried snowboarding once. Oh, I tried skiing once. I went up Big White,
Oh, yeah?
and we'd all been out partying the night before and doing mushrooms and stuff.
That
We were super drunk, and they had night skiing, and they're like, yeah, well, everybody I was with was like, let's take the van up there and go. And we went up and we went night skiing.
Oh, yeah. Night skiing's awesome.
And I just put skis on, and they're like, you don't know how to ski? And I'm like, nope. And we went over to the Bullet, and the Bullet run.
That's the chair lift or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't really get through the tiny little, there's a bit of a dip, like about 10 feet or 12 feet long, but it was a bit down and then back up, and
Yeah.
I couldn't navigate that because of the drunkenness and the not knowing how to ski and it being nighttime. And so one of the chairlift operator guys is like, kind of elbows his friend and is like, hey, go help this one out. As I was like, I don't know, 22 or something.
They did paper, rock, scissors to see.
Yeah, they're like,
to help
oh
you out.
God. He's like, so where you headed? And I was like, oh, just over there. My friends, they're going on the Bullet. And he's like, oh, have you skied before? And I was like, no. He's like, maybe you should start with the kids run. No.
Stick with the happy bunny.
Yeah, he turned me around and took me over to the sort of the top of where the bunny hill was. Well, that bunny hill seems really steep and scary when you're by yourself and drunk.
For sure.
And it's nighttime and there's kids everywhere. So I just sort of went over and watched the people skating around. And then my friend came over and was like, here, let's try this. And I just fell down like 6 or 8 times and didn't have the upper body strength to keep getting back up. And I was like, I think I'm done. Like, I'm happy to just wear skis and watch you guys when you come off the thing.
We're a team. We're having fun all together.
Like, do you want me to hold something for? I can just wait here. It's all good.
I can hold your ski purse.
Yeah, do you want to order hot chocolate? I'll hold yours while you go up the run and come back down.
I won't drink any of it, I swear.
No, I won't even put any of that cinnamon shit in there and drink the hell out of that. What's that stuff called?
I don't know. Cinnamon shit sounds good, though.
No, the boozy cinnamon shit?
Oh, like schnapps?
No.
Oh. Fireball?
Yes.
Oh, brutal.
Fireball in your hot chocolate?
Ew.
That was the way to go when you're in your 20s and
Fucking gross, man.
hungover from doing mushrooms the night before.
Don't fuck with my hot chocolate.
Yeah, and then I tried like snowboarding once in Edmonton at the little hill there.
Oh, okay.
And I think I went down like up
Rabbit Hill.
Yeah, I think I went like down it once. And then that was enough for me and I'm like, I've done this and I don't really want to be better at it or do it again. So I'm
pretty much the best at it already, so why?
I maxed out in my awesomeness of it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just like some things aren't for some people, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
And
there you go.
and there were some kids in junior high that would like go up Mount Washington, and then they'd break an arm like every year, or a leg or an ankle or something. And so I was just on the school bus with these kids with broken bits, and I'm like, why are you going up there? It seems dangerous. Like, you're now in a cast for the rest of the winter, which sucks. And you're complaining, and they're like, yeah, but skiing's awesome. I'm like, it doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like a lot of fun.
No, and I mean, I've got friends that we were in school with that, you know, make it look fucking awesome. Like Oli out there, he's like going along trees and all kinds of shit. Looks fucking super cool. But
that was always my favorite. When we go to Marmot in Jasper.
Yeah, you guys go along the trees?
We go like right through. They had the whole trails through the trees and stuff.
So were you a skier or a snowboarder?
I was a skier growing up.
Okay.
And then got into snowboarding I don't know, 15, 16, 17.
Did your
Same
family
time.
ski or?
Yeah, we always went skiing to
That'd be
Jasper
adorable.
every year, at
Are
least
there
once
pictures?
or twice. And yeah, there's videos.
Oh right,
There's even you saw the video and stuff.
Oh my
yeah,
god,
right.
you
yeah.
and Garrett are so
Yeah,
fucking
Garrett
cute.
rips around with no poles and everything. And, yeah,
Adorable.
yeah. And Steve had like a yard sale where he
Like
he did
wiped
this,
out?
did
That's
this
what a yard sale is?
Yeah, yard sales where like
All your
you hit
equipment
so hard
goes
that
everywhere?
all your skis and your poles and your toque and everything just goes flying. And
Jeez.
it was like back in the day at America's Funniest Home Videos, we were going to send it into that and everything.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah.
You could add your own music to it now. And...
Well, we were going to do like look at me, I'm a professional, I'm going to go down the hill. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doo, whoop, whoop, hey! You know, oh my God, I crashed and there's a yard sale. Yeah. That's my best Bob Saget.
Add some like star wipes and
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whoop. You know.
yeah, you guys'
Boings.
outfits were freaking awesome back
Hey,
then.
you know, on point.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do what you got to do. You know, hand-me-downs.
looked
I
good.
always got, but you know, it worked. No, actually, not with ski stuff. Winter
No.
stuff was always because we wore the hell out of it.
Yeah, because there's
You know.
700 months of winter every year
exactly.
in Alberta.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You gotta.
You get like 3 days of winter here.
And you don't want your kids complaining about being too cold.
No, because they get
When
taken
you're
away.
out trying to have fun or sitting in the chalet and
Yeah,
stuff too.
you don't want their bits falling off
Yeah.
because they're frostbite.
But yeah, no, everybody skied, mom and dad and everybody. And,
Were you guys
Yeah.
skaters?
not so much.
No.
Hockey was always like
It's
it
expensive.
was always
I don't know.
expensive
And the time
have to
consuming.
travel everywhere and get up at 5
It's-
a.m.
Yeah.
And it always seemed like a whole thing. And
Hockey families are dedicated.
and I couldn't stop very well. I was a figure skater growing up.
What?
Not I shouldn't say growing up. I think I was like from
When you were a runt?
5 to 7 or something.
Just
maybe
at the
I went in a figure-
Omniplex?
Yeah.
Or oh, okay. Yeah, they got
Before it was
good
the
rinks.
Omniplex.
Yeah.
Actually, it might not even been there. It might have been at the original skating rink there. But anyway,
Yeah.
which is the town hall now.
Town hall.
But I still remember there was a video of that too, actually, somewhere, and me wiping out and like the whole Omniplex laughing
Oh,
and stuff
no.
when I was like, I don't know, 6 kind of deal. So it's, you know,
It
it's
was probably
I don't
cute
want
as
to say it's
shit.
a traumatizing moment, but and that's exactly
Yeah.
looking back at it now. Not that I've seen the video, but it's like it would have been hilarious. Some little kid, whoops, he wipes out and falls.
And everybody
You
was
know.
probably drinking because it's,
Well,
you know,
it's some
sports and
sort
it
of-
was the early
Yeah,
80s.
we were the Orange Blossom Special. So it had like a black cowboy hat and like an orange vest and everything.
What,
and,
you guys had uniforms?
well,
Beastie
it was
says
like
hi,
it was
he's
like
climbing.
like an act. You know what do they call that? Like a figure skating show
Okay.
kind of deal. You know,
Yeah.
for the kids, and you put on a whole
Recital.
thing and you skate around each
Like
other.
when you dance
Yeah, exactly.
or whatever
yeah.
you do the recital.
Yeah, I don't know what do they call it, a recital when it's figure skating.
I don't know. I didn't do any skating
I only did it for-
professionally. I didn't do any.
Well, I mean, I don't.
I'm
wanna
just
say
rank amateur.
professionally, but I was pretty okay at it. I actually kind of sucked. I couldn't stop. I always had to do like a quick turnaround stop. It took me years later, once we were like in high school or junior high, and you'd go like skating for
To
a
learn
field
how to
trip
do the
to learn how
side.
to- yeah, I'd always end up doing like a weird little turnaround or just go until I hit the boards. Just like goink. All right, that works.
That's what they're there for,
You know?
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just like pinball style. I never liked skating. I always wanted to go skating in like Montreal where they go down the rivers and stuff. You know, and you can like literally go down the river.
Well, I
in
guess
a
you
lot of
wouldn't get caught in the
places
current or
and It's all
anything.
frozen.
Yeah,
You know, yeah, the currents. There's no current. It's just a
it's all underneath.
yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere I guess underneath there.
If you
know.
bust through.
But yeah, because then you can at least go somewhere and you're not just
In a circle
trapped in an oval.
30,000 times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Try not to run into the
Yeah.
other people that don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I like snowboarding. I really liked it. I've been watching snowboarding videos been popping up lately and stuff.
Yep.
And I was pretty much over it when I was living in Alberta because I was like, I'm so tired of snow. I just don't even want to.
And driving to the
Deal with
mountains.
it and going to the
it's
mountains
a
and-
whole thing just
Well,
to get to the mountains.
That was the issue. Was the local hill in Drayton was like, is it open or is it not open? Because it was like sort of
Right.
we'd only get so much snow, and you got to get a shitload of snow for it to be packed.
And
all
it's a
enough,
private
and-
club too, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it was a volunteer thing,
Yeah.
so they had a whole trouble there and everything too at the time, and so I just sort of got out of it. Mm-hmm. Sold my snowboard, I think, before we moved out here, and then now I've been watching. I was like, oh man, that'd be fun because I just like the freedom of it and the sort of I always called it the skiddiness where you're just like shh, shh, shh. you can just. I know, right? That's the best I can do is sound effects. You slide.
No. I was laughing at the underwear. Skittiness is usually.
I know. I'm trying to. Slidiness. It's just
slipperiness?
as worse. It's not so slippery.
Glide.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe it's like fishtailing.
Exactly. It's but I can just be open and free, and there's no cops to pull me over or anything.
Yeah, you were into dirt biking and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Same sort of stuff.
Yeah, that was always fun.
Twirling.
Yeah, we had our own track out that we built.
Did you guys do the ice bikes? Those look fucking cool.
I did once. I did twice.
You gotta get special
when I was a
tires
reporter
or something?
and stuff. I had to go out and I did like one lap at like half speed because I didn't want to wreck the bike or myself.
It's a track.
Yeah, it's a
groomed.
It's either a big oval track kind of deal or like with twists and turns in it and stuff.
Ooh.
But just like plowed off the ice.
Nice.
Or plowed down to the ice, and then they put like big long, half-inch long spikes or screws or whatever.
Was that Monster Garage that they did? The one fella on there, the Canadian fella, did the ice bike?
I don't know.
I think it was Monster. Was it Goblin? Remember that?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Remember the guy that's Canadian, the brown-haired dude?
Right, Goblin Works mod shop.
Yeah, and then
show.
he got to race it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
That's a good
one.
show.
It's a good show.
We should go watch that.
We're well past our time. Like we're almost at full episode time.
We should get going.
But it's not a quickie.
It's
Maybe
the.
we can cut some of it. Maybe.
It's the tantric quickie. I gotta pee, so I gotta go, guys.
It's a medium-y.
Love you very much.
All right. Love you. Quickie.
Yeah, hit us up on Facebook.
At We Can't Pick.
And hit us up on Instagram and tell us what stews. Hit us up on Instagram.
No, at We Can't Pick. Same deal.
It's the same.
Same.
Yeah, let us know what stews you're into, if you're into stew. And also let us know what kind of snow and wintry sports do you like, or do you think they are sharp and evil also?
Evil shenanigans.
Evil.
Love you all.
Love
Take
you
care.
guys. Proud of you.
Have fun.
Wrapping it up in a nice little bow. I really hope you liked all of our stories. We don't really have an outro yet. We hope we didn't cause too many bories. That's when you get bored and you're like, fuck this, and you space out and you look over there. You don't want to quit listening 'cause you love us and you're putting up with our shenanigans.